Yean from the belt, 0-2 on the way. Fastball at 104. Hey-oh, fouled back. It's still 0-2. 104. What video game is this?
.104. I have never seen that. Certainly with my own eyes, I don't think I've ever even seen a video of a 104-mile-an-hour pitch. And by the way, Reynaldo Yean was hitting 103 consistently. And on the call was the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes play-by-play voice, Mike Lindskog. I always enjoy it when Rancho's at home because he brings a lot of energy to the table, and it's fun to watch their broadcasts with Mike giving you the action of the Quakes. So, hey, thank you so much for tuning in. Casey Porter here for Dodgers Daily. Reynaldo Yean, you might be asking, a guy who can hit 104, why is he still in single-A Rancho Cucamonga? Well, let's dive into some of the numbers. How about this year? I don't think he's going to be there for long if he keeps pitching like he has been, because this year so far, in 10 2/3 innings, how about a big fat 0? He has not allowed a run yet in 2024. His strikeout percentage is 47.5. 47.5 strikeout percentage. 35% better strikeout rate than he does walk rate. So his strikeout to walk rate is 35% positive as far as that ratio goes, and his average against is just 0.59. So this is a guy that has gotten a lot better. He reduced his strikeout, or his walks per nine, I should say, by almost 5 from last year, and his whip is 0.66, so he's also been efficient enough to go with all of the strikeouts. His batting average on balls in play is just 133, and keep in mind, batting average on balls in play is usually around 300, so he's almost 170 points better on batting average on balls in play. So it's not just the strikeouts, it's also the balls that get put in play that aren't hit very hard, and so he has just simply been fantastic. As a matter of fact, had a chance to catch up with his pitching coach, Sean Coyne, and here's what Coach Coyne, Sean Coyne, had to say about the thunderous right arm and the right-hander Reynaldo Yean.
Yean is a treat to watch live in person from the dugout. I'd heard about him in Arizona. I knew about him last year in the DSL. I was asking, some of our coordinators, like, hey, when are we going to get this dude throwing 100 up to the ACL team? Like, it'd be nice to have, just kind of joking with them. But then we got him this year in Rancho, and it just, the first time you see him, you watch a fastball come out of his hand, it's different. Like, it pops, it explodes, plays really well at the top of the zone. He's kind of tinkering and mastering that slider, just making sure he can put it in zone kind of in the mid counts and still put it in good situations and the advantage counts to do what he does best and put hitters away. Last year, I think for him was a very good experience. It wasn't always pretty, but it taught him a lot of valuable lessons kind of heading into, all right, this is now what I need to do in the second go around. This is how I need to prepare to go just be successful on a nightly basis. Cause he's kind of like MJ. He's got everything in the world to just go annihilate hitters every time he steps the rubber. And it's now just kind of like learning those day-to-day, month-to-month developments of pro ball, of like, how do I string these things together to keep myself, one step closer to the big leagues.
So Sean went over some of the adjustments that Reynaldo made between last year and this year. So has he made them? Are they showing up as results? We talk about the process all the time versus results. Process certainly at the single-A level, which is the lowest affiliate of any organization, and also with the Dodgers. It's all about the process. It's all about figuring out what you do well, what you don't, trying to refine the things you don't, and continuing to capitalize on the things you do well. So let's look at some comparisons between last year to this year. Let's talk about the process and how it, as good as he always has been, as explosive as he always has been, is he actually working towards getting better in his process? Well, how about this? Last year he gave up 1.69 home runs per 9 innings. So over a home run and a half per 9 innings. This year, nothing. As a matter of fact, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, he has not only not allowed a home run, he has not allowed a run, period, in his 10.2 innings. His batting average on balls in play is 220 points better this year. So not only is he not giving up runs, he's also locating the ball. That tells you His command on pitches that hitters hit, command being what type of location is the pitch when it's in the strike zone, is better. So not only is he in the strike zone more, his command inside the strike zone is a lot better this year, as evidenced by having a batting average on balls in play that is 220 points better so far in 2024. His ERA, obviously, it can't get any better. It's at 0 right now. His strikeout percentage, as good as it was last year, it's 11% better this year. 11%, that's a pretty large margin. His walk percentage, his base on ball percentage, this is the big one, because when you're talking about thunderous right arms, are they able to keep it in the zone enough to be effective like they should be? He is getting in the zone better, first of all, by lowering his walk rate by 8.3%. And then also, like I said just a minute ago, his command is better inside the strike zone by having a substantially lower batting average on balls in play. So when you put that in the oven, you let it bake. His strikeout to walk ratio was good last year. This year, it's 19.5 points better than it was last year. So the trade between striking out and walking, a lot of guys, it's kind of like on offense. If you're going to hit home runs, you're going to strike out. What is the good trade-off there? We always like the ISO to be similar to the strikeout percentage. Well, when you're talking about a strikeout to walk ratio, that's 19.5. There you go. I mean, is that a good trade-off? I would say 19.5 points better is quite a bit of a good trade-off. And again, here, this also goes to show of the pitches that are hittable and put in play by, as far as a fair ball goes, by the hitters, his average against is 161 points better. So again, not only is he getting the ball in the strike zone more, when it is in the strike zone, it is tougher to hit. His whip, his walks and hits per inning, this goes to show not just explosiveness, this actually goes to show efficiency, because this basically will tell you how many runners is he putting on base. It's 1.15 better than it was last year. Overall, his whip, I should say, is 1.15 better. His fielding independent pitching, meaning how is he doing, not taking into account how good his fielders are behind him, it is almost 4.5 points better. And his expected FIP, his expected fielding independent pitching, is 4 points better. So there's not one single thing that you can't say that Reynaldo Yean is not doing substantially better this year than he was last year. He's 104 miles an hour. He has the big slider that you've seen in the video, and he has a ton, I mean a ton of potential. Reynaldo Yean.